That morning started like any other. I was out in the garden, tending to my roses, completely unaware that everything in my life was about to shift. The sun filtered gently through the leaves, and the scent of soil brought me a small peace I had come to rely on. After my husband Daniel passed away, this garden became my therapy, my quiet escape. I never expected that day to become anything more than just another moment of solitude. But sometimes the most unexpected moments are the ones that change us forever. A sudden sharp pain shot through my lower back just as I was planting a new sapling. I gasped and dropped the tools in my hands. I tried to stand upright, but the ache was paralyzing. I closed my eyes, bracing myself, when I heard a familiar voice. "Aunt Rachel, are you okay?" It was Jake, my step-nephew, 22 years old, tall, broad-shouldered, and carrying the kind of natural charm that made people notice him the second he walked into a room. His golden brown hair caught the sun just right, and those piercing green eyes of his held real concern. "I'm fine," I said through clenched teeth, pointing to my lower back. "Just pulled something, I think." Without hesitation, Jake crouched beside me. "Let me help. I can give you a massage. It might release the tension." I didn't have the strength to argue. The pain was overwhelming, and the truth was, I hadn't felt another person's comforting touch in years. Jake's hands were large and steady as they gently moved across my back. I flinched at first, but then I melted into his touch. His fingers were strong but incredibly gentle, and I felt something warm, something unexpected, spread through me. His touch wasn't just healing, it was awakening. I let out a slow breath, one I didn't even realize I'd been holding. I turned my head slightly, intending to thank him, but when I saw the way he was looking at me, focused, tender, intense, I couldn't speak. "This is pretty bad," he murmured. "We need to get you inside. I'll grab some cream and set you near the fireplace. The warmth will help." He helped me to my feet, his arm firmly around my waist. I wasn't prepared for the way my body reacted to his nearness. I leaned on him more than I needed to, perhaps, but I didn't want the closeness to end. Once inside, the fire crackled softly in the hearth, casting golden light across the living room. Jake laid a blanket out near the fire and motioned for me to lie down. "You'll need to stretch out. It'll help," he said, rubbing his palms together after applying the cream. As he placed his hands on my back again, the heat of the fire blended with the heat of his touch. Closed my eyes. "Relax, Aunt Rachel," he said softly. "Just breathe." Every word he spoke, every glide of his fingers down my spine, sent waves through me, waves of both comfort and longing. I hadn't expected to feel anything like this. Not from Jake. Not from anyone. "You carry too much stress," he said quietly. "You always take care of everything on your own." I gave a weak smile. "The garden is my therapy." He paused. His hands softened against my back. "But you need more than that. You need someone who cares about you." His words hung in the air, heavier than the fire's smoke. I didn't reply. I didn't know how. And then, without warning, he pulled off his shirt. "It's getting too hot in here," he said casually, wiping sweat from his forehead. But there was nothing casual about the way his eyes lingered on me. And nothing casual about the way my heartbeat doubled in my chest. "You're sweating too," he said, his voice lower. "You should take that off. Let me help." I opened my mouth to protest, but I didn't. I simply nodded. Jake's hands reached for the hem of my shirt, carefully lifting it over my head. His touch on my bare skin was tender but electric. My breath hitched. He avoided looking directly at me at first, but when our eyes finally met, the room suddenly felt far too quiet. "Do you feel better now?" he asked. I swallowed hard. "I think so." We moved to the couch, and he sat beside me, not too close but close enough that I could feel the tension humming between us. The silence wasn't empty. It was full, heavy, alive. Then, as if drawn by an invisible force, he reached out and took my hand. When his fingers brushed mine, a shiver ran through me. I looked up. His gaze was soft, questioning, but there was a pull in it, a depth I hadn't seen before. He leaned in slowly, his breath warm against my cheek. I didn't move away. I didn't want to. And when our lips finally touched, it wasn't rushed or unsure. It was slow, deliberate, deep, like we both needed it more than air. That kiss unraveled something inside me. Years of loneliness, grief, and quiet ache poured out of me, and into that one moment, I felt alive again, desired. His hands moved to my face, brushing my cheeks, as mine gripped his strong shoulders. When we finally pulled apart, our foreheads resting together, our breaths uneven, there was nothing left to say. Yet, I said it anyway. Jake, I want you. The look on his face said he felt the same. I've been trying not to, but I can't anymore, he whispered. I want you too, Rachel. That night, wrapped in each other beneath the faint glow of the fire, I realized I wasn't alone anymore. Not emotionally, not physically, not spiritually. Jake gave me something I didn't even know I needed. Connection, passion, presence. The next morning, we sat in the garden where it all began. The same roses, the same sunlight, but a completely different world. This wasn't a story I ever imagined telling, but it's mine. And if you've ever been caught between what's right and what your heart begs you to feel, maybe you'll understand. If this story touched something in you, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There are so many more journeys to share, about love, longing, healing, and the unexpected paths life takes us down.